Allow us to reintroduce ourselves. We are the mob. Memphis overboard. Live. Live. It's gonna be live and lit tonight, right? Somebody gonna learn something. Right? I don't care how many learn. Somebody gonna learn something about themselves. Right? All right. So the true focus to stop crime. That's been the thing. That's the biggest wave, right? Stop crime. We got everybody here. We got a lot to focus on. And the main thing I'm gonna focus on is what Judge Joe Brown has said about a lot of stuff that's going on in the city. They just everybody seems to turn a blind eye to because they tell you what to focus on. It's not what you truly want to focus on, right? We'll get to that. It's gonna show a chain of events. And the reason why I'm saying that's time to call out the sellouts, everybody look like you ain't for you, man. And I ain't just saying, I'm not gonna say anything that we're sharing is true. This is all alleged, but it's showing a trend. But first, before we get to this very, very informative show, for free information, right? We're gonna play the dopest intro in the city right now, right? It's the mob, Memphis over Bull, live, ladies and gentlemen, and we lit tonight. Let's get it. We're gonna start it off right here, right? How long ago did I make this graphic? Everybody who's been rocking with us for a minute, you understand that? Right? This is a very, very, very old graphic, but somehow, some way, we always come back here, right? And nobody knew the National Guard was coming here. Nobody knew about Trump coming here. But these conversations still come about. I thought I'd share that. One of the main things, we're going to talk about what Judge Joe Brown said. But first, right? So there's been a budget that was not approved for Memphis, Tennessee. In the midst of all this, right? Well, I'm going to tell you about the little people getting caught with their hands in the cookie jar, right? For the most part. So, Memphis, Tennessee did not get approved for the budget. Now, this budget will go to improve things like bridges, roads, hospitals, and schools, right? Could be in jeopardy. But they said no to it, right? And anyway, so I just want y'all to say that that's a lot of money that could have been used. Now, I understand why would they say no now with all these things going on, but we got denied a budget. Now, moving on to this. I want to know how much money has been donated to Memphis to stop crime, right? And the AI ain't gonna lie. And the reason why I did this was because before we go to Judge Joe Brown's video, kind of long, but he's saying a lot of real stuff. I thought I had the numbers ready, right? So recently, Memphis received over $100 million grant strictly to stop crime. Right? Governor Lee just announced this, right? That's in September 2025. And through 21 and through 24, they received 21 million. Still a nice amount of money, right? March, federal grant, 1.9 million given to Memphis, right? Right? November 2024, 1 million through the Safer Communities grant to 39 organizations. Shout out to the new subscriber, man. Appreciate y'all rocking with me, right? Subscribing live on the show. I usually don't see it. Business contributions, right? 6.1 million through the Memphis Shelby County Crime Commission. I just wanted to start there so you could see this, right, for yourself. Now, let's listen to what Judge Joe Brown had to say, right? So the video's not short, but we're going to get to the point of what he's saying and what he's accusing a lot of people. A lot of people. They look just like us, are doing in Memphis for a very, 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 very long time, and ain't nobody talking about it when we talking about stopping crime. Right? Check it out.
So, Judge, he just had some admirers. They wanted their picture with him, and he gave them some law advice. They were in law school, actually, so he gave them some great advice. Judge, what do you make of the announcement by President Trump today that he wants to send in the National Guard with the approval of the Democrat mayor and the Republican governor? What do you think of this?
They need to send it in. The Republican governor is not doing too well in his popularity these days. The Democrat mayor is trying to maintain a grip on a little deal that he put together when he was running downtown development with some other people. See, you know, Trump is properly against DEI and all of that other stuff.
So for those you don't know, Mayor Paul Young was a member of this organization that Judge O'Brien is talking about. I never had a problem with that, though, because that's part of Memphis' problem, right? The foundation, right? If he can help that, he did have the track record to show that. But hey, I'm neutral. Judge O'Brien has a point to make about that. We're going to hear him out.
But there is a decrepit downtown hotel that represents a major international hotel chain that when the current mayor, Paul Young, was over downtown development, they got a contract for that's close to $220 million that the city is paying to develop the reconstruction and renovation of that hotel property. Now, it says on their website that they have an 18.7 minority set aside. And when Young got the previous mayor Strickland to put the $220-some million in that, there's some federal funds involved, and that's not, shall we say, kosher with the current administration.
So are you...
So what he's saying is when Mayor Strickland was in office, Paul Young was in this position, right? Right. And so he got the contract signed over, like, hey man, we need this money. We want to help everything look better. So they signed over $200 million. That was on the Strickland's mayor run, right? So if you look at that, and I'm not saying this is true, like I said, I did do research on the $200 million that was given. That's factual. Without doubt. Now, I can't say if Paul Young had his hand in the cookie jar or not. I wasn't there. I don't have that evidence, right? But what I do know is the money was given. And it was given by the Sheraton Hotel. That is not a lie by Judge Joe Brown. So far, truth. Now, this is the thing about it. I've met Paul Young. Like I said, Paul Young on my intro. Judge Joe Brown is on here speaking a lot on my show. So, the thing about it, that's why you got to come here on this platform, Paul Young. It's not the hugest, it's not the biggest, but it's the realest. Because I will ask you this clearly about what the judge is saying, right? And I would like to know, give you a fair shot, a fair response, because Judge O'Brien is a judge. He's not a liar. He has credibility. He may be a lot of stuff, right? But he is not a liar. So, but I'll give you your due. And he's gonna speak about more things. And we're not gonna play the entire video, we're gonna play enough because there are other videos that's following up behind this, that's going, proving Judge O'Brien to be right. Like these videos came out after him, after he said all of this. But we digress.
You saying there's been political pressure put on the Democrat mayor to get him to agree to let the National Guard come to town?
He doesn't want too much attention because this is probably one of the most corrupt cities in the United States when it comes to official corruption. That's one of the reasons the crime problem's so bad. How are you going to expect the streets to be safe when the biggest crooks may be down in City Hall? Now, there's another thing, too. The company says 18.7% minority set aside, but the mayor is saying it's only 15%, so there's 3.7. Yes, 3.7%. That's $220 million. You might also consider right downtown, just in back of the Peabody, there is a 25-acre cleared parcel, it's grass, and the grass is cut right across from the Redbird Stadium. That property was sold to a developer for a ridiculously low amount, and there's $200+ million the city is committed to financing the development for that place too. So you might want to check and see who gets it.
Like, what's the point of this, right? And then the thing about it, how you're being fooled by this, is that we've always had our own, doing everything here. Right, we got a black mayor, 2 black mayors, right? Shelby County and Memphis, right? Then you got a black chief of police, right? Right? Then you got a black sheriff. Like, you got black judges. He's a former judge here. He's black. You can't just say the white man is holding us back. It's like, nah, these damn sellouts holding us back. Saying that you're going to take the money for the community, hundreds of millions of dollars, but you are too busy answering the calls for the people that gave you the money. And all of these things are connected. It makes me wonder, like, why is CJ Davis still the chief of police? Oh, she was the chief of police under Strickland, wasn't she? So you transition in, Paul Young. Are these things out of your hand, out of your control? And I'm saying this as a supporter. But I'd be damned if I'm not going to pay attention to when I'm hearing things that are lining up, right? Shout out to the chat mob. Chat mob going in tonight. Everybody. Quita SM said she was there. I don't know, what was you there for? You was there for JoJo Brown doing his interview? Right. And shout out to Judge for real. Shout out to JoJo Brown. He holding nothing back. But why is this video not trending? Right? Why is this not being pushed? We keep seeing all the donuts riding around. This is what we need to talk about, right?
Now, so you're saying the Trump administration or someone on the ground is maybe informed the Trump administration about some of this, and some of this could be being used to say, hey, I think you, Mayor, and folks in the city government there might want to let me come on in, and you guys should be excited about it and telling everybody you want it.
Because crime's out of control. Our mayor goes to a place like Folks Folly, but he's got 6 to 8 cops in uniform that are his bodyguards. Myself, former congressman, former mayors of this city, we walk amongst the people and everybody greets us, but the current mayor is afraid of the people he represents. He can't talk to them.
That's not true. See, this is what I'm saying. See, it's not just I rock with Judge O'Brien. If he was sitting right here right now, like, nah, that's not completely true, Judge. Not completely true. And he may even see this clip. You'd be surprised who watches the mob. But I'd be like, hey, it's not completely true. I met Paul Young off Clearbrook, right? Right, at a community center in the trenches. He hopped out his truck, his SUV on his own with only his assistant. Shook my hand before he even knew what I was on, right? Came up real. Never seen that before. So wherever you saw him at, you know, that might have been situational on Judge. But from my experience, he was, man, approachable in the hood, keeping it a stack. See, we ain't doing that here. See, I'm not with no agenda. I'm only here to tell the truth, bro. I don't give a damn about that. Ain't nobody funding me. So I do my own research and get my own understanding.
Now, see, we've been trying to push something around here, which is using the Tennessee constitutional carry provisions to allow the citizenry to set up a citizen militia where they get cooperated with by the sheriff's department, the police and the sheriff's department open up these firing ranges again that got closed down some years ago. Train the citizens, teach them the law, organize them, have communication protocols, use some communication equipment so the citizens don't feel helpless and they get an opportunity to get out and be involved in making their community safe.
Are we one of the few states that allows for that?
One of the growing number of states that allow. Local yokels don't understand that, and it's too much what am I getting here? Like, there are some of the pop politicians that if you go check them out, you will find that they are getting contributed to by some of the people that they nominally attack. It's called followthemoney.org. Followthemoney.org.
I'm aware of that.
All right, and it will tell you who's getting what and what for. Now,
Right, and with that, if you find out where the funding's coming from, you can understand some of the things that you see. You get an understanding of why you see some of the things that get passed. You're like, hey man, we didn't ask for that. Why the hell are y'all making this new dog park? $50 million goes to a dog park because somebody stays in that area, is a dog lover, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna get this approved just for that one person. This is how powerful these people are. And then we got a whole community of people in need of something with their money and they get nothing, right? Ongoing issue.
Musk is trying to donate an $87 million water purification plant to the city of Memphis. He jumped ahead of everything by making his application for a permit a year before he had to. He got issued that. There are some people that are lying through their little bribe-seeking teeth about Musk operation is, shall we say, causing pollution, but there's never been a study. And
because he set up some generators or turbines or something.
Turbine.
Right. Elon Musk is the enemy, right? I mean, because that's what you want. That's what you want to believe, right? You already. Meanwhile, the man with the shiesty mask on and the suit, you just believe in everything that he's selling you.
But there's no finding because there is no EPA report. That's a tale. And as a matter of fact, our current mayor had been talking about they were going to have an EPA evaluation done in 2 weeks, which got extended to another 2 weeks, and it hasn't been done. So our Justin is here pontificating about the evils of it, but Box
Justin Pearson, y'all. He's talking about Justin Pearson.
Town is a hellhole. It's filthy. The streets are filled with potholes. There's extremely low employment there. The per capita income is ridiculous. The crime rate is ridiculous. And on that island, there's even a refinery that's been there for decades that is contributing to the pollution. So Musk is operating.
So anyway, this pretty much, he said also that the police officers are afraid to even say anything about all the things that they know, right? All the things that they know. He said the police department is run by the gangs of Memphis. The politicians are aligned with the gangs of Memphis. And Judge O'Brien said it's just complete corruption. All in the name of the dollar bill, the bag, blasphemy against the gods. You see, this is the thing about it. I'm only doing this because it's get an understanding of things. I have an understanding, so when I see these things, I don't mind. But I'm trying to sell this understanding, right? FUBU. When I think of the system, the first FUBU was not a clothing line by 4 black men out of New York. I believe they were out of New York. FUBU, the first for us, by us, was the powers that be, right? That made this system, right? The government system, well, all of these systems, right? This is not for us. We got a belief that people can come through this system that wasn't made for us, a FUBU system. But you ain't to buy us for us in this situation, right? So even when we get those who look like us, they can't be for us, though. It's just unbelievable. We see a trend of this happening. Now, the county clerk's office, right? The county clerk's office ain't paid no damn rent in so many months. The way we struggling out here. I'm talking about months on top of months on top of months. I ain't paid nothing. I miss a month on a light bill. Y'all cutting me, y'all threatening me. But see, these elected officials ain't gotta pay nothing. How is this not crime? We can't stop crime. This is crime. You stealing. Check this out, y'all. And I'm not against her. She's a sister, right? I ain't saying she's the one doing it. But you're the face of it. If you get in this and you want to represent the city and be for this, hey, bro, you got to do right because Judge O'Brien calling y'all ass out on it. And I'm right with him. Check it out.
Building faces mold issues, but your news leader has learned that's not the only branch in deep trouble. Thanks for joining us for the news at 6. I'm Greg Hurst.
There is at least one other one. I'm Stephanie Skurlock. The city of Millington says the clerk's office owes more than $30,000 in overdue rent payments for its location there.
$30,000 in unpaid rent. That ain't 1 year, y'all. $30,000 for the county clerk's office, unpaid rent. Now, I'm gonna say this. Keep in mind, I just went and got some more tags, right? Went to the White Station County Clerk's office. Closed. The one on Poplar, shut down. So you got the one on Poplar the one in Whitehaven that's closed due to, I believe it's mold. So whose job is it? How does a county clerk's office have mold in it? And the other one ain't paid his rent in 30 months.
The city manager says Millington has not received a payment from Wanda Halbert's office since 2023. He told us, "We will not close the doors on Shelby County residents, but Millington taxpayers will not be taken for granted." He says the city is doing everything it can to resolve the debt without suing.
We did reach out to Halbert to ask about the rent, but again, she hasn't responded. The county mayor's office says the responsibility of paying rent for the clerk's office facilities falls to the county clerk. As for the Whitehaven location, right now there is no timeline for when it could be back open.
Hold up, man. Is this real? You the county clerk, like you're over like treasury and money, right? Making sure things get paid, right? You're the clerk's office. You making sure I pay my, right? I had to just pay about $500 for some tags. Tags gone, everything. One thing about it, I'll tell you this though. Everything about it. This boy here, he robbed you blind as shyster mask. Everything is constantly going up in the city, right? But it seems the services are going down. Right, Judge O'Brien also said, you really want to stop crime in Memphis, run a damn audit. Run an audit. See, the thing about it, see, some people are like, oh man, I thought you was for all your people, man. I thought you for, no, I am for the people, right? Because these same people who run these audits, hey, I can't go, I got pulled over. Guess what I got pulled over for today? Right? Brake light out. Now, the sister, hey, shout out to her. A lot of women police officers. She pulled me, no, she let me go. She gave me a warning. She could see that, hey, bro, I got my license, insurance, whatever you need. But she said, oh, yeah, but I got to do the right thing. I got to do the right thing. Guess what? We all got to do the right thing. Your ass ain't paid your rent in 30 months. Hey, shout out to her. Hey, I appreciate you, Quita. Yeah, it's good. This is what we keep it real here, so you're going to be around a lot. You're going to love it here a lot. That's what we do here. But, yeah. Now, that's just one. Now, I'm going to go back to this. Now, hey, like I said, I have featured this brother on my show, right? It was through another connection. But he's still been on my show, featured, and I met him, and I wanted to interview him, right? DeAndre Brown. Let's go back to this. Because if you got a history of already embezzlement, you were already locked up for it. How the hell do you get put back in position to deal with more money? It seems like a setup before a setup, right? Who made that call? Shouldn't they be held responsible too if y'all gonna get him for stealing and all this, right? Meanwhile, we'll never hear who really appointed him to the position. Yeah, check this out. Long history of stealing in this. Long history of it.
Accused of theft and money laundering, just to name a few of the charges spelled out in a 12-count indictment.
And the judge decided today whether their bond should be adjusted. WREG's Jarita Patterson with the court's decision.
Tuesday marked day 2 for a bond hearing, which appeared to be more like a trial, as there were objections made by both the defense and state.
This is a witness that refreshes recollection with a document that's not.
Now, keep this in mind, y'all, also. Look who they got to be the witness, right? The star witness, right? It's all psychological. I'm not saying that, it could have been random. But in my world, it's never random, right? Peep what he says and who it is saying it.
It's not in court.
Judge, you can refresh your recollection with a cereal box. Like, that's nonsense.
Not when you're in the middle of testimony.
There was also a witness who first took to the stand Friday, only to be called back Tuesday.
You have to submit your budget.
Charles Grove is an investigator with the Tennessee Comptroller's Office. For years, he told the court DeAndre and Vanessa Brown were being investigated for alleged compensation they received through their nonprofit Lifeline to Success.
They got records. They've been watching y'all for years, right? Innocent to proven guilty. We don't want to see nobody black. No family, black man, no one. I don't want to see that. But I do want to see you doing the right thing. I want to see you doing the stuff you said you're going to do, right? This is affecting families and all this. If y'all taking all this money, man, all this money, yeah, you got to cut the grass. You cut the grass, the snakes will show. And keep in mind, too, I've had family members tell me this. I don't give a damn if they watching now. They say, hey, man, I can't be. When I first started out, I was calling out a lot of this stuff. And they were like, he be on there talking about people that I rock with. I'm like, what the hell? I don't give a damn. I can't really support it like that. So you got them customers spending money with you. So you can't even show with you. For me, like, I'm corrupted. I'm corrupt because I'm saying stuff about people. I don't give a damn. Tell them to do the right thing. And what they also can do is come on these platforms, on my platform, and speak their truth. You ain't getting mad at the news and all them reporting this shit. They got a whole investigation on y'all. Paperwork. All of that. But you'll go on all these other dumbass platforms and try to clear your name up and try to share these clips about this. Nah, clear your name up on here, right? That's all I'm saying. Because you got a fair shot, but it ain't looking good. It ain't just one person, it's a trend. I've been wondering this my whole life, right? We've been looking at the streets like, man, why are we so broke? Why does Memphis airport look like it looks? Like, why does this look like this look? Like, has the money been coming here? Come to find out, hell yeah. We got 100 million just came here now. Are we gonna see it though? The middleman. Oh, you the problem. You the problem. You dipping in that cookie jar. All of them. Allegedly. Allegedly. Right? Now, who's seen this movie? I always think about this. Who's seen The Distinguished Gentleman? Chad Mob, holler at me. I know somebody's seen this, right? And it's like one of the least promoted Eddie Murphy movies of all time. And it might arguably be the best Eddie Murphy movie of all time. The realest one. Like, it's up there with like Trading Places when we talking about the reality of things, right? And how the corruption goes on in politics, because he was a con man who conned his way into politics, just, trying to flip a few things. But when he got in, he found out these were bigger cons than me. And I'm a con man. Like, I cheated my way in off someone having the same name as me. Because they're going to just vote for the name anyway. This is what they showing you in the movie. You see my name, they're going to vote for it. My last name, I got one of them last names in Memphis. One of them last names, I'm a Brown, I'm a Baxter. So I'm just making these names up, by the way. Nobody in particular. I'm just saying, they're going to vote for me. I'm a Democrat representative, right? I got an afro, right? I talk like Martin Luther King. And these people, they're going to vote for me, right? Stealing your ass off. The Distinguished Gentleman showed that, though, right? Check that movie out. Says a lot about what's really going on. Yeah, in Trading Places, yeah, they bet $1. More than I bet $1. And was mad about losing that damn dollar when he found that. Like, damn, man, they go for it. One of the first clips I shared on here, right? But yeah, so this goes back to, y'all see all of this stealing going on, right? Why was the budget not approved by the state to improve like bridges, the city, all that? Why was that not approved? Something's coming. And all of this coming. Or they already been auditing y'all ass and y'all been stealing. Now, this is another point I'm gonna make about this. Now, the only time something truly happens, right, is when that money is given to brothers like us. Brothers and sisters, I'm sorry. The real like us, right? Or y'all want to call them real niggas, whatever y'all want to call yourselves these days. But I'm talking about, I say brothers and sisters, I'm old school, whatever. Right? I'm saying, when it's given to us, like Zeke in Detroit, right? New Era Detroit. They making moves. You know what? That's not his money. I can't officially say that, but for my investigation, I'm looking at it like he has government funding. But they getting real results because he's not stealing the money. That's the only way you're going to get some damn results. The person you fund this money through can't say, okay, the 5% for this, I'm just gonna put that in. I'm gonna take myself on a trip, Mike, bro, the precious. Absolute power corrupts. You get $100 million. Can you really take that 95 million and put this towards this and 5 million towards paying people to work for and just not keep any of it? Who can really do that? It takes a very, very special person to do that for our kind. Because we got one that look like us who ain't doing it. So we get somebody else. They gonna steal it. Who the hell give a damn about us? If we don't give a damn about us. And most of these people come from the city and they take their ass out to Lakeland and living good and take the funds from the city. And it keeps the trap going because you gotta think. It's like if I got roaches in my house, right? And I'm over pest control, I wanna keep your ass with some roaches over there, right? I don't need to get rid of them. I just need to kill enough of them to the point where you feel good for about a week or so, right? We feel good for about a week or so, I'll be right back. Put that shiesty mask on your ass. Put that shiesty mask on with the suit. You understand? That's why I ain't with this. I could have easily been on this type of shit, but I'm not. Anyway, distinguished gentlemen, it's just time to get rid of these tap dancing ass Negroes. It's just time, man. Long overdue, right? Right, you are special, bro. I know you. I know what kind of person you are, right? But you're not into politics. You're into actually trying to help our people. And usually those who really are into trying to help in the city and helping our own, they don't think to go through politics. But another thing we don't think, those people are the criminals. They're stealing. Your ass ain't paid your rent in 30 months. How the hell is that possible with all this money they giving them? How the hell is that possible? Ain't nobody got put out of nothing. Ain't nothing got cut off. Damn, 30 months? It's crazy. But you'll see dude that they're doing something like, man, why ain't they locking these criminals up? The first thing you say, and you will see the elected officials and say that to them, not thinking that they ass is the biggest criminal that you talking about. Man, we ain't gonna lock these criminals up, dude. Like, man, I don't know. I hope they don't. They'll get my ass first. He like, man, I hope Trump, please don't run that audit. I kind of started to see why y'all don't want Trump ass here now. He opened them books up, he's gonna reveal some things. Now you can talk about their ass now. If you're gonna talk about them, talk about the stuff that we were just talking about. Don't talk about, well, how good of a job you doing. And I'm telling y'all this, I love Willie Willie. I love Willie Willie. But this theft and this stealing and this favor for a favor didn't just start in the last 5-10 years or whatever, bro. It's been going on. I love the Ford family. Love them. My mom used to tell me when I first started to vote, you vote Fords and you vote Democrat. She ain't on that no more, y'all, by the way. I ain't gonna put my mom out there like that. But, I don't know. I see a few things. This been going on. We ain't even had an internet like that back when y'all was running shit. So imagine how much corruption was going on when we weren't sharing information because we was not focused on where that money was going and who was being brought in for these contracts. One our black asses. Now that's something else people got on Harrington about. Said they ate a lot of contracts, right? Weren't given to people of color. A lot of things that were approved went to white companies and the white people are the minorities in Memphis. You got a 70% population. It's kind of hard to imagine that most of those contracts didn't go to our own. But they did. And like I said, man, I'm on record. I love Willie Willie. I mean, I'm talking about Willie Willie, like, In Memphis, you probably got Jesus, Martin Luther King, and then Willie Harrington on our wall. Like, for real. Here. That's how much we respect him. But I'm just being real, like, open your eyes, man. That's how they get you. Like, oh, man, he from South Memphis, he boxing, whatever. I ain't just, like, he's not just him. That's how they get you. And I'm not saying, I'm just saying, I don't have anything solid on Willie, but, yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's how they get you. That's how they get you. So, like I said, when you talk about stopping crime, you got to put this in mind too, though. Like, who would stop this? Right. And then it's like some of this stuff, man, I even felt uncomfortable saying because it's still like, I still consider these people our own. Like, in my mind, it's hard for me. I have to work on this. Like, nah, it ain't about who you look like, right? Just like Andre 3000 said, everybody with goals ain't for the fall, and everybody with locks ain't for the cause, right? Back when in the 90s, back when everybody who had locks had to have some knowledge, everybody who read books and they burnt incense, he's like, everybody that look like that ain't for the cause, man. And everybody with a mouth full of goals ain't for the fall. Like, just because, you know what I'm saying, we got to wake up on that, right? Everybody that look like us ain't about their life. But anyway, hope y'all learned something. Before we get out of here. So yeah, a letter from Benton Harbor, Michigan, right? Talking about the National Guard, right? I think it was a sister, black woman. And in the 90s, Benton Harbor, Michigan, said that's their hometown, was a small city with a big reputation for violence. And yet, no matter where you stood on the corner of Broadway and Empire by BJ's store, sound specific, right? At Union Park or at any city's main intersections, you could count on seeing police within 30 minutes, right? State of Michigan Police, Berrien County Police, Benton Township Police, and Benton Harbor City Police will all roll through. Howsoever, with all these uniformed police cruisers and checkpoints, we were still crime-ridden because we were still poverty-stricken. Damn, you see that? So we were still, all those police being there, right? We were still crime-ridden because we were still poverty-stricken. This is just their opinion, all right? Law enforcement presence didn't cure desperation. I can agree with that part though, right? Sirens and traffic stops didn't create jobs. Arrests didn't rebuild schools or strengthen families. So when I look at Memphis and the safety task force, I know mass incarceration tactics when I see them. Who is this? Who is this? They too real. And I know I know how inadequate they are at getting to start or getting to the heart of the problem, right? Poverty and neglect cannot be policed away. That's true. How the police gonna solve that? And I remember what I told y'all about you telling me Memphis has a murder problem, right? Memphis has a murder problem. Yeah, but police don't stop murder from happening. This is from a sheriff himself who told me this, right? He said, man, we don't stop nobody from killing anybody, all of that. He said, we show up after. Most people who kill each other are close, it's a personal relationship because they're killing them over something personal. Nobody just kills a random stranger. It's somebody you have a close relationship. You're not gonna let a random stranger even get that close to you to harm you. So how do the police stop that from happening? What up, legend? For sure. Right? Police can't stop it. If you're gonna kill your friend, you're gonna kill your friend, man. And that's usually what happens, right? All right, so we see the government is shutting down. I'm talking about all these budgets being cut, all this money being stolen. And the government might shut down. And I always tell you, it's all about being about dependence, right? You shouldn't be dependent on that anyway. Whatever they're offering you, stay away from it. By all means, if you gotta do what you gotta do, make it be temporary, make it be part of your plan. Don't make it be your long plan, right? We're trying to get away from all of that. We want to eat our own food, think on our own, have our own accord, have our own agendas, right? You know what I'm saying? So that might be shutting down. They say you're going to get your SNAP benefits and all that, and your Section 8 through October. Now, this is Trump's second government shutdown. The last one was 35 days. So if y'all don't think all of this is planned, and you think Trump is the one planning this, you got your damn mind, right? I'm just saying. I just feel like mass incarceration is part of this, eventually, right? But you gotta be woke, you gotta be aware. All right. So, also, before we get out of here, Japan's government says it has set a new record with nearly 100,000 people that are over 100 years old. Without the National Guard. Without stopping crime. How the hell you get 100,000 people over 100? Japan isn't big at all. You gotta think about that. That's something we gotta focus on instead of this bull, right? They got 100,000 people over 100 years old. That's crazy. All right. So before we get out here, all of the White House officials were in Memphis. Steve Miller, Governor Bill Lee, they all said every criminal infraction they can enforce against the element in this city has been causing heartache, pain, suffering, death. We are going to enforce it. Yeah, they out there. They out there. So yeah, they're gonna write a lot of tickets, make life very difficult for you, going to and from work. Make you very uncomfortable and unhappy. But here's the thing about it. I want to say this too. Guess what? That's what I believe. I actually believe in this because if enough people believe in something, it's going to work. You got millions believing in something. The same with an airplane, right? Scientifically, like, it shouldn't stay in the air. It weighs tons. But enough people, everybody on the plane, believes that it can fly. And I'll land safely. And the pilot has my life in his hands, and I'm okay, even though you flying on a big ass piece of metal, right? Thousands and thousands, 30,000 feet in the air, right? You believe that you'll survive, right? So, yeah, it's your tap dancing ass. You believe. If you believe that these people will save you and the National Guard will stop crime and everything's gonna be all right. If enough Memphis believe that, trust me, it will happen. If you believe in Santa Claus coming down, enough people start believing Santa Claus again, a white man will start coming down your damn chimney, right? If enough people believe it, because it's all in the mind. Nothing's more powerful than this, right? Now, if you believe that you're unsafe and crime will never stop, then guess what? Crime would never, ever, ever stop in your mind, in your life, because I live in the same place too. And I seem to avoid a lot of this ignorance, man, and not be out, not be around too. But when you on a certain frequency, man, you just like, just roll right off you, right? Right? Understand that, right? And that's what kind of frequency I'm trying to get those who rock with us here. But we exposing these clowns too, though, at the end of the day. All that tap dance. And y'all, hey, ain't nobody leaving the city. Nah, we need y'all. Y'all asses moving to Cairo. We finna make our own. Some black family, they already did this. We're gonna talk about this next week, right? I always get back on that. Yeah, the soil has been laid, and foundation's already been laid. They're doing it in Georgia. We got whites only towns being made. Surely we can make our own. Well, we ain't got to worry about stealing from our own people. And your ass got to pay your rent in Cairo. Understand that. Everybody got to pay their rent. Even the county clerk. All right. So, yeah, my hope, like I said, hopefully you learn something. Hopefully the shiesty mask and the politician. Hopefully you can see now there's a lot of corruption that's been going on for many, many, many years. The money has never made it to the community. So it's up to us. And, you know, I got a couple of my brothers in the mob right now, in the chat mob. They doing some things that I know. They get their hands on that money, you'll see some action. But we've been so disconnected from like politics. We think that we know how fraudulent it is, right? And I'm gonna say this, I ain't gonna be real. This kept a lot of brothers from being preachers and pastors because they know how fraudulent it already is. So they really want to help. They really go to the streets. We get together on our own. We like, yeah, we're gonna do this. We try to spend our own money, which don't make no damn sense if we've been paying taxes and all this. Shout out to my cousin who put me on that when I was trying to get my money. I'm like, look, man, I'm trying to get some money together for the mob. We trying to buy this. He like, hey, man, you do know all y'all ass already pay taxes, don't it? They tax your check once. Then you go to the store or some shit and they tax you again. That's your money. Why you acting like, man, I don't want that, man. They corrupted. Nah, we want that. We want our check. We want our money. You can do what the hell you want with all the rest of it. We want that. We need that money, bro. We need that. Yeah, I can do a lot with that. I can show you what 50,000 will do. If you give a damn, I'm like grandma. Grandma take $5 and feed the whole block. You see what I'm saying? Because she love it. It's really with love. Y'all already know, fam. You know I know what's up. Yeah, get that paper too. They owe you that. You already put it down. You already got a vision for what you want to do with it. Right? Right? You got a pure heart. And that's always going to be tested when you get in the bag. Can we get to the bag? Oh, hey, bro, this is all full circle. I already talked about a lot of this stuff. The bag y'all always talking about. The bag. Blasphemy against the gods. And we know who the gods are, right? It's us. So I'm trying to get to that bag, Holiday. I'm trying to get to that bag. Nah, yeah, that ain't my bag. Anyway, for sure, fam. Said the land's super cheap and the houses are cheap. Yeah. Right, we just gotta get our focus right. And they're giving money to do that too. And I know you know a few things that we can get up on in the mob and keep connecting these real people, man. I love this show. I'm having too much fun. I ain't think I'd be on here that long. Got the rambling though. Calling out these sellouts and these tap dancers as Negroes. All right? I will see y'all next Wednesday evening where we're going to talk about Freedom Land. Right? A little Cairo that's already being made in Georgia. In Georgia, they took their money, put it together, bought the land, bought the soil. Who gonna be my sheriff? Right? Who gonna be my judge? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just be running the mob, but hey, I just need to know who's gonna be the first mayor of our own land. Well, we ain't gotta worry about all this corruption, man. It's the only way to get away from it, is break free from this system, man. Other than that, you still gonna have old boy in that shiesty mask on, dipping in that cookie jar, man. He's been doing it for 100 years. All right, so yeah, remember that. Come rock with us next week. I forget my sister. Yeah, we the M sister. Come back, rock with us, right? Every Wednesday, right? It's the mob. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. And we gone.